Hello, welcome to another episode. Today we're going to get a little angry, we're going to get a little rant heavy here. I want to rant about the Super Nintendo Classic Edition that's coming out, specifically the pre-order debacle and the scumbags on eBay and all of that. Now I want to clarify before I start this video, I was able to secure a pre-order for myself. I have friends in the industry and I kind of figured this was going live at a certain store today, was able to secure mine. So I'm not doing this from the perspective that I'm angry that I didn't get one, which I feel like a lot of other videos you're going to see come out in the next several days, that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be the people that are butthurt because they weren't able to get a reserve in and now they're angry and everything. And believe me, I feel for those people. It's awful that this has happened this way, but I want to rant about two separate things today. Number one, I want to rant at Nintendo. Nintendo, what the hell are you doing? Why do you keep doing this to consumers? I don't understand. I understand Nintendo don't care about the fans. You don't care about me. You don't care about the customers, the consumers that want your products. You just don't give a shit. You're just in it to make money. I get it. It's how Nintendo's always been. It's how Nintendo's always going to be. But why would you come out a month and a half ago and state, hey, we're going to have more systems and units available this time throughout the holiday season and launch these reserves, and it's literally the same thing that happened last year? Why would you do this? Now, to be fair, at least they're letting people pre-order this thing this time. Last year, they didn't do a lot of reserves and it was a gigantic mess. This time they're allowing reserves, but it's the same bullshit again. Why? Why is this such a difficult thing? You have a product that consumers legitimately want. You could be making money hand over fist. And instead it's, well, we're going to make a couple of these and be done. Haha, whatever, screw you. And that's how it feels to the consumer that gets screwed out of this thing. And it's a shame. It really is a shame that this is how we're going to progress with this thing. Now, on one hand, you have Best Buy, who just decided last night around midnight, hey, guess what? Reserves are live. Hope you get one. That's a really shitty way to handle it. That's not Nintendo's fault. That's Best Buy's fault. Best Buy are the ones that screwed that up, and I think that's really shitty of how they did it. And I know Best Buy right now gets a lot of praise because of their Gamers Club Unlocked program, but they're the ones that really shit the bed on this whole thing. They did a lousy job. Everybody else went today. GameStop's pre-orders went today. Walmart, Target, they all kind of just did them at once. And if you were lucky and you were sitting on the internet or you happen to be near a GameStop, that was doing them in stores, you're very lucky that you got one, if you did. And this will lead into the second part of this rant, but I will state right now, if you're like me and you got one and you're getting one just for yourself, literally just for yourself, congratulations. I'm sure this thing's gonna be awesome. It looks awesome. And if you're a fan of the Super Nintendo, like Super Nintendo for me is my favorite console of all time. It is neck and neck with the Xbox 360, but it kind of inches it out a little bit because it was the first system I really identified with as a kid. I had a Nintendo. I grew up with the Nintendo as well, but I only really played the original Nintendo for about a year and a half, and then the Super Nintendo is what really kicked it off for my childhood. So I feel for the people that didn't get one. Like, this is really, really incredibly shitty. And that leads into my second part. For the scumbag sellers out there, I've already checked eBay, and this is the biggest thing that I hate. And I don't understand why eBay allows this. They need to stop. They need to put an end to this. If you want to sell these on eBay, that's fine. It's whatever. Do not allow people to sell pre-orders of these machines on eBay. I'm tired of seeing this. It's a bullshit trend and it needs to end. I'm looking on eBay. I was scrolling through eBay today. I'm seeing shit like $300, $400, $500, for a pre-order. And the problem with doing this, and if you're a person out there that's looking for one of these things and you think, oh shit, I have to do that, do not do that. Do not give these people that money. You are a fool. You're a damn fool if you, for any reason, think that you're going to get your hands on one of these and this is the only way you can get your hands on one of these. It's not. Nintendo will make more. There'll be another opportunity. Do not spend $500 on a machine that costs $80. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And you're giving someone a payday that did maybe 5 minutes of work. It's incredibly shitty. But eBay. Why are you doing this? Why are you allowing people to do this? It doesn't... The problem with it is, let's say I'm strapped for one. I really need to get one. I promised one to my kid or something. I don't have a kid, by the way. And I go out and I spend the $300, $400 on an eBay pre-order, you know, a pre-order of an item someone went out and pre-ordered. Let's say that person doesn't get it. Let's say their pre-order gets canceled. Let's say they pre-ordered at Best Buy, and Best Buy is notorious for canceling reserves. Let's say Best Buy cancels that person's reserve and they don't get it. Now I'm out the $400. Let's say that person just walks away. Hey, you know what? I got your $400. Screw you, man. I'm going out and having a nice dinner. Now you're out $400 and you have nothing to show for it. This is the kind of bullshit that needs to stop. Why is this a thing? Why is this happening? Why do we allow this? Why does eBay allow this? I can't understand. I can get behind, you know, if you're a scumbag and you want to get on eBay and you want to sell it day one, when you get the actual unit in your hands, you're free to do that. I still think you're kind of a scumbag for doing that, but I get it. But to sell pre-orders of this stuff on there? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? We've seen this kind of shit before. I've already seen it with Xbox One X systems as well, because those pre-orders went live on Sunday, and it's just scummy. And I don't understand why eBay allows it. They shouldn't allow it. And as a consumer, as someone who wants one of these products, and maybe you didn't get a chance to reserve one, thankfully I have both my Xbox One X reserved, the Project Scorpio edition actually, and I have my Super Nintendo Classic reserved, so I don't have to worry about this. But the average consumer wants this. Do not go out there and buy one of these pre-orders from somebody else. This is the scummiest thing I've ever heard of. It's so stupid, and I just can't stress enough the argument for taking this practice off eBay. If somebody that works at eBay ever watches this video, please, for the love of God, stop doing this. It's garbage, it's bullshit, it doesn't help anyone, it destroys not only your service, but it destroys the integrity of the average consumer, and it also has a huge integrity issue with just anyone who's sitting back at their computer doing this. It's a huge issue. Stop doing it. Trash. And that leads to my final point about this, and this is kind of a bigger picture thing than it has to do with the Super Nintendo Classic and the Xbox One X and stuff, but that's pre-orders in general. I am just going to state a fact right now, and some people will be angry about it, some people will like this fact, I don't know. You're going to be in one mindset or the other. My feeling on the whole issue of pre-orders, and I've never talked about this on this channel, pre-orders I feel are necessary if it's something you want and you know you're going to get day one. You should go out and pre-order it. Don't listen to the bullshit Kotaku articles, never pre-order anything, never pre-order anything. I laugh at their hypocrisy every single time. When I read an article, like today, there was an article today that was like, hey, you should get your pre-order out for Super Nintendo. Oh, gee, that's funny, because I just read an article that says don't ever pre-order anything. No, you can argue, well, you should pre-order the Super Nintendo. But guys, seriously, don't pre-order anything. But go ahead and pre-order this Nintendo. But don't ever pre-order anything. It's bad. Let's say you really want a collector's edition. Don't pre-order. Like, it's just obnoxious to me, this whole culture behind you shouldn't pre-order anything. I get it. Sometimes there's games you shouldn't pre-order. Sometimes games come out and games suck, man. Like, I've been burned before. We've all been burned before. We've all pre-ordered a game, got it day one, and it sucked. It happens. And my thought process on the pre-order, issue is, if it's something you want, if it's a collector's edition especially, reserve it. You don't have to pick it up in the very end. Especially if you're going to like a GameStop or a Best Buy or something, you don't have to pay for the full thing right away. If you're an Amazon, customer, you don't get charged for that reserve until it ships, so you have plenty of time. If it's something you want, like I'll give you a prime example. Mario Rabbids is coming out. I know I want the game. I reserved the game on Amazon. I care about that game. Now, maybe the reviews for that game come out and they're bad. It's possible. And you know what? It's a simple fact of also, like, let's say I get that game, and let's say the game comes out and it's utterly broken. It gets 2 out of 10s. I don't think this is going to happen. But let's say that happens. You know what I simply do? I don't open my copy that gets shipped to me, and I just return it and I get my money back. I'm just tired of this whole bullshit tactic of websites, and in general I use Kotaku as an example because they're the biggest perpetrators of this argument. I'd also throw maybe in Polygon or something as well, but I'm tired of this stupid argument that we keep having about pre-orders, and they act like it's the end of the world if you pre-order something and you're gonna get burned and everything. It's as simple as don't open the product you get and read the reviews, and if the reviews are bad or they align with what you feared about the game, don't open it and return it. You get your money back. Now, if you open it, it's too late. Some places have return policies where they're okay. Some places don't have return policies that are okay with this, and I know in America it's different than it is in, say, Canada or Europe or the UK or anything like that, but it's as simple as that. It's really as simple as that. Pre-orders aren't that bad. It's not that bad to pre-order stuff. If it's something you think you want or you know you want, pre-order it. It's okay. It's okay to be a consumer who knows what they want. And I'm just tired of this argument of you guys shouldn't pre-order anything, you shouldn't pre-order anything, and then the hypocrisy of, oh, but you should pre-order the Xbox One X if you want it because otherwise you're not going to get it. But you just wrote an article about don't pre-order anything. Oh, I know, no, don't pre-order anything, but you should pre-order this one thing and then just not pre-order anything else. Stop it. Stop the argument. Just decide if you want to pre-order something, do it. If you don't. Who cares? You're an educated consumer. Make your own decision. It's up to you, man. And that's the bottom line of this whole rant. And I know I kind of went off on a different path in this video of this rant, but I wanted to get off my chest the Super Nintendo bullshit, because it is bullshit on both ends. It's bullshit that these pre-orders sucked for a lot of people, and it's bullshit that people are throwing up their reserve on eBay and selling that for an astronomical amount of money. And the sad thing is there are people out there who will just do it. And there's somebody out there that's going to get burned, and I feel really bad for them. I really do. So anyways, guys, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. What do you think about this whole, what do you think of pre-order culture? What do you think of the Super Nintendo Classic Edition fiasco? You know, what do you think of any of this stuff? What do you think about eBay and a lot of people on eBay allowing people to sell pre-ordered items on eBay, stuff that's not even out and it's not even guaranteed? What do you guys think about that? Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this rant. Until next time.